In Alaska, near Juneau, there's a glacier that sometimes opens a doorway into a color that doesn't feel natural. A tunnel inside the ice, glowing blue, darker than the sky, brighter than the sea, like you're staring into a frozen abyss. This is the Mendenhall Ice Caves. And the moment that blue light wraps around the walls, the question lands hard. What's inside this blue ice cave? And why does it look bottomless blue? Mendenhall Glacier is not a still object. It's a moving body of ice formed from snow compressed over years, then forced downhill by its own weight. Around it, Alaska feels quiet in the way true wilderness does. Cold air, wet stone, distant water, and a silence that makes every crack sound too loud. But inside a glacier, nothing is truly silent. Pressure shifts, water moves. The ice creaks, snaps and groans as if the mountain is breathing through it. The first mind-blowing truth is that these caves are not permanent places. They can form, reshape and disappear, sometimes within a single season, because the glacier is always changing. The second is that many of these tunnels are carved by meltwater, not by wind or air. Water finds a weakness, cuts a path through the ice, and enlarges it into chambers that feel like secret rooms inside the glacier. The third is the sound. Inside blue ice, dripping water becomes an echo, and the glacier answers back with deep cracks that feel impossibly close, like the ceiling is adjusting itself above your head. Controlled by dense, ancient ice. When ice controlled by dense, ancient ice. When ice becomes compact and clear, it absorbs more of the red part of visible light and allows more blue light to pass through and scatter back to your eyes. The thicker and purer the ice, the deeper the blue can appear. That's the fourth mind-blowing fact. The color isn't sitting on the surface. It's created by the ice shaping the light, turning daylight into something that feels underwater. And the cave can look engineered, like architecture made by a careful hand. Walls curve like ribs, ceilings form arches and sharp teeth of ice that catch the glow. Bands and layers run through the walls like veins, marking different times in the glacier's life. Snowfalls, compressions, seasons stacked into a frozen history. In some areas, the floor is wet and reflective, and the blue light bounces upward, so you feel surrounded by color from every direction. That's the fifth mind-blowing detail. This is a living, shifting structure, and it can look designed while being completely indifferent. But here's the question that should reset your excitement into caution. If a cave is held up by ice and carved by water, how stable can it ever be? The answer is the part that makes these places feel dangerous in a way rock caves don't. Ice caves can weaken without warning, especially as temperatures fluctuate and meltwater keeps flowing. What looks thick can be thin. What looks solid can be brittle. The sixth mind-blowing truth is that the same process that creates these caves, melting, pressure, water movement, can also destroy them suddenly, collapsing ceilings and reshaping tunnels in minutes. That danger changes the mood inside. The blue glow becomes less like beauty and more like a warning light. Every drip feels like a timer. Every crack feels like a message. The air is cold and wet, your breath visible, your footsteps muffled, and the echoes make the space feel larger than it is. You're standing inside something temporary, something that is actively changing while you watch it. In a normal cave, time feels ancient. In an ice cave, time feels immediate. Outside the cave, the bigger story is always there. Glaciers respond to seasons and climate, and meltwater can both carve and destabilize these spaces. A tunnel can open when melting increases, making the cave accessible and spectacular. But that same melting can make the structure weaker and more unpredictable. The cave becomes a strange symbol, beauty created by change or created by instability. It feels like a secret the Earth kept for ages, but it also feels like something you're only seeing, because the glacier is shifting into a new state. Impact on modern life shows up in a very modern way. This place becomes an image before it becomes a reality. A short clip of glowing blue ice turns into a viral promise. Walk into a real blue cave. And suddenly people chase a fragile phenomenon for content and wonder. The Mendenhall Ice Caves reflect a tension of our time. We crave rare, unreal experiences, while the forces that make them rare and unstable accelerate in the background. The cave becomes a lesson in impermanence, packaged as a spectacle, and it forces a hard truth. The most breathtaking places can also be the most temporary. If this blue abyss pulled you in, like this video and subscribe to Off the Map. And don't leave yet, because the next place looks calm compared to a glacier. But it was born from collapse. Next episode, Hamilton Pool, Texas. How did this cave pool collapse? When you see a perfect green pool trapped under stone, you'll realize the scariest part isn't what survives. It's what suddenly gives way.